But hello, this is the TBD Podcast, and my name is Mike Taza.
And my name is not Mike Taza.
For once.
But it's Jordan.
Yeah, we don't know what the fuck this is, but we're going with it.
TBD.
TBD.
Yeah.
That can mean a couple different things. It doesn't need to mean to be determined.
Yeah, Tiny Bitch Dick Podcast.
I kind of enjoy that.
Totally Big Dick Podcast. Just depends on the
Tiny
mood.
Big Dick?
Not tiny big.
Isn't that medium?
It's like jumbo shrimp. You know,
but isn't that medium? Like the tip could be tiny, but the shaft could be big.
I'd rather have a big tip. That way, it's like really
tiny balls.
Tiny ball.
I don't know what the D could be. Tiny balls dick.
Tiny Balls Deep Podcast.
Welcome to the Tiny Balls Dick. Tiny Balls Dick. I don't know what I'm saying here, but anyways, we are going to be doing something. I don't know.
We're just gonna talk.
So, what do you want to talk about today?
I don't know, what's been going on in your life?
Not really much. Sometimes, my kids have a problem right now with talking about butts and shit. I don't know what's going on.
Butts and shit, or just like butts?
No, like butts and farts.
They're boys.
They're boys.
Boys will be boys.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Is it?
Yeah, they don't give a fuck
in public.
They don't give a fuck.
No.
About anything.
What's like the worst that they've said? It's just butts and farts.
No, they'll be like, I farted you, and then my oldest will be like, stop farting on me, and then they'll,
And it's like in public, like in the shopping cart.
Yeah, or like, stop sniffing my ass. No, I didn't say ass, but they'll be like, stop sniffing my butt.
Well, why are they sniffing each other's butts?
I don't know. They're fucking boys.
They say it like while you're working and like you're on a Zoom call.
Yeah, yesterday I was working. Yeah, I was on a call, and then just fucking fighting, and I'm like, I'm on mute. But the other day I had a call and I wasn't on mute, and I was all, guys, and then everyone's just like quiet, and I was like,
sorry.
No, I just muted myself. Didn't say anything.
Sorry, my kids are sniffing each other's asses.
Yeah, that's the life of a dad, a stay-at-home dad who works.
Yeah. You got a lot of projects though. You do.
I do a couple different things.
You're pretty good. You stay busy.
I try to stay busy. I have another YouTube channel that I work on, for a sports, not a team, but like a personality, a reporter.
Yeah, I would say he's a personality.
Yeah, he's a
sports personality.
Yeah. I do graphic design and shit like that, but we're venturing on our own into our own space here, speaking about fucking anything.
Yeah, that's the goal. I just want to be able to come here, and therapy's expensive, so we talk.
Oh yeah, so you're injured.
I am injured.
I mean, you've been injured.
I've been injured. I tore my meniscus. I don't know how much I can talk about. I'm sure there's some litigation in progress. But yeah, I tore my meniscus. I had surgery. Surgery went well, as far as I can tell.
He's signing an NDA, so this is the last time you hear about this.
This is the last you'll hear about it
for 15 years.
Till I get paid, motherfucker.
Yeah. So yeah, nice.
Yeah. But I was gonna go somewhere with that.
Oh.
I can't remember.
Sometimes, and this is a weird thing, if you look your left side, it'll remember in your brain. I don't know. That might just be full of shit. It might be something I learned on TikTok. So that means absolutely nothing.
Yep, it got me nowhere.
Yeah, well. So we are halfway through the year. It's fucking insane. I feel like we're going to die.
Why?
Because we keep having sun flares and shit like that. I'm just at the point where the sun's just going to burn us alive.
I feel like I just don't pay attention, and if I die, I die. I've lived a good life.
I mean, that would be how it would happen, because if you're dead, would you know?
Maybe. Depends on what you believe in, I guess.
But, I mean, would you know even at that point? Like, we don't even fucking know.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe you just, like, wake up and you're in a new life. And,
so this is a religious podcast? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We're pseudo-Christian monks.
The one thing I will say, and I don't like to get into this shit, but, man, people who, like glorify and they start speaking in tongues and shit, I'm like, what the... It's a little...
Yeah, I've been down that path already.
Oh, yeah? Did you speak in tongues?
No, but when I first started dating Talisha, her parents didn't like me. I was public enemy number one.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and it was mostly like religion based. which, you know, probably makes sense now that we live together and we're not married, and it's probably the one fear that they've always had. But, you know, they
led you to this path.
They had no reason to be scared of that before.
Just because
it turned out that way doesn't mean they knew it was going to turn out that way.
Just because you're putting it in her.
Hey, whoa.
Oh.
We don't do that. This is a Christian household.
You're waiting till marriage, but you're living together.
Marriage, yeah. Yeah, we just soak like Mormons.
Putting it in an armpit.
Yeah. The back of the knee is pretty good. Yeah. But when we first started dating, we weren't like officially dating, you know, as far as our parents knew. We were just good friends. Yeah. I had to go to their church all the time to like make a good impression. Well, they did like once a year. They did a revival, which is like the, you know, TV evangelists come to their and their church is a little tiny little crackhead church. Like, it's in between two trailer parks.
That sounds like a crackhead church.
Yeah, in between two trailer parks, there's maybe 47 teeth between the entire congregation. Like, you know, they're all missing something. They've all conquered something. They've all battled, blah, 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 found Jesus. Now, glory be to God, and that's where they're at. Anyway, this whole family, like the dad, their 7 inbred kids, whatever. I don't know what they got going on.
We're in California, just to point out. This is not Alabama or some shit.
This is California, bright, sunny California, and they came from...
I mean, we are basically the Alabama of California. We're in Central.
Yeah. But they would come from, like, I don't know where they were from, Montana, Georgia, Alabama, whatever. Free will Southern Baptists. Oh. And they were like... This revival is like an everyday church thing. It's not like...
This is not like the Westboro Baptist Church that go and like... They go to like gay funerals and protest them for being gay.
No, they just want you to like feel bad for being like a person, basically. Oh. Not for being gay. I don't know if they ever talked about that. But, you know, normally church is like Sunday and then like Thursday nights or whatever, maybe, for whoever wants to do that. But this revival week is like church every night for a week. And they're these super, super Southern Christians who are making money from this, by the way, which is like...
That's kind of like all the churches, but...
Which is like the biggest oxymoron. I'm not going to get into that, but they'd come in their fucking tour bus and park outside, you know, right next to the trailer park. And they'd be there for a week, whatever, and then you'd go every single night. And the dad would start to preach, talking about, you know, whatever he was talking about, but it never failed that he'd be like, you know what? That reminds me of a song.
Oh, God.
And then you hear all those kids, ding, 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 diddle, 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 ding, diddle, diddle, ding, this little light of mine. Oh. I'm going to let it shine, diddle, diddle, ding, ding, diddle, 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 ding.
Please, hopefully we don't get copyright for that beautiful rendition.
It's like in the Bible or something, right?
It's past limitations of copyright.
Yeah. That was 2,000 years ago. It's probably fine.
Jesus spoke it out of the tomb when he rose.
But, you know, I was making good waves, you know, I went to every fucking thing and listened to every fucking song that they had, and they were, everybody was digging me. I'm like a likable guy for the most part, and, then one of these little dweeb-ass kids, because they're losers, like, all they know is sitting on the tour bus and singing church songs, like, they're not very, cultured individuals. And so one of the kids tried to, like, prank call me or something because I think they were teasing Talisha about liking a boy or whatever. You know?
Can I get some ages on this potentially? Like teenagers or little kids?
Yeah. No, they were our age. Okay. And this was in, like, high school.
So 16?
Yeah, 16-ish. I think I drove myself to the church every night. Like.
Gotcha.
Well,
Was this in the Jeep at the time?
No, I think I had already totaled the Jeep.
Oh, okay. That's another story for another time.
That's another story for another day.
Don't drink and drive.
TBD.
He didn't drink and drive. I just want to point that out. Somebody else did.
No, maybe I did. Maybe
no, don't.
Maybe you got to watch the next episode to find out.
Yeah.
Clickbait.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think, I don't know if Talisha was being mean to me. Sounds about right, probably. But anyway, she's just a mean lady. And I love her, but they called me and
she offers arm sex.
Yeah,
armpit sex.
That pit hit different. But
this is probably gonna be removed from Talisha sees this.
We'll see. It's what the people want.
Okay, go for it.
But I remember this kid called me and was like, "Hello, is this Pizza Hut?" And I was like, "It depends. Did I fuck Pizza Hut's mom?" And those the fucking church kids that are on the other end, and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe he just. And I was like, oh shit, I guess I fucked up. And I said something about like, I don't know what I said, but I was like, well, if you want to deliver, come through, or something, you know, like just like I'll fucking
like a tough guy.
Because I'm a fucking tough little high school kid.
Yeah. I go to your church too, but I don't know if it's you yet.
Yeah. But I quickly figured it out. I told him to fuck off or whatever expletive I used, which is very frowned upon.
So did they go to the leader?
Yes, and then they told on me, and then I wasn't allowed to do anything. And then we had to like break up. And
was this? And there's some more backing on this. Was this prior to prom, or is this around the time?
I think it was like right around the same.
So this was senior year high school. Okay, that actually I did not know this story, so that's puts a lot of backing.
Yeah, that was like one of the reasons. I mean, they already like didn't like me, but and I was like starting to make like good impressions, and then through that.
Well, look at that! They failed. He's still with her.
Yeah, well, guess what? I'm persistent.
Yeah,
my tiny bitch dick podcast is what really keeps them coming.
If you haven't yet, click that subscribe button. If you haven't checked it out at TikTok, Wicked Ways. Yeah. He is the Snake Man.
Not the Snake.
Which we changed our podcast name because
we got a cease and desist.
Yeah, they actually sent a lawsuit for him, and we abide because we make no money from this.
Yeah. This is just for fun.
But also the YouTube at the Love Hammer Dojo.
Yeah.
But with that story, now we're 10 years past that time.
Yeah.
Still strong. That kind of reminds me about a couple different stories. I don't know why I brought it up, but I don't know if you finished that story. That was over, right?
That's about all it boiled down to, yeah.
So some backing. Jordan and I actually worked at FedEx office for, I don't know, 4 years together? 3 years? 4 years?
4 years.
I think I worked there 4, you worked there 3.
Yeah, your sister got me in.
Yeah, so my sister also worked there, but that's another topic. But what I wanted to kind of talk about, there was sexual, not between us, but there was a manager, and I won't speak specific names because I don't want to put them out there, and this is another religious group that they were a part of. But there was a woman manager who had sexual relations with
a boy.
With a boy who worked there, and she was probably in her 31, 32, and he was probably about 21. I think at the time.
I think he bought his alcohol. Off the record.
Off the record. Who doesn't at this point? It's kind of easy to buy alcohol. I don't know.
It is easy because we're 28 years old.
Another thing, I don't know if we can incriminate ourselves, but those are stories that we've...
he bought us alcohol when we were of age.
We worked at FedEx office. You could do kind of...
We were of age.
If you wanted to, you can make a fake ID there.
We were of age.
But on a different story about this, that was a crazy incident because...
I had just started.
You were like a couple weeks in.
It was like my first weekend working was just the two of them.
Yeah.
It was those two and me, and I was technically like not there. Like I was training, you know, I'm useless. I don't know anything. I don't know how to work a cash register. I'm 18 years old, my first job.
And I was in a store 10 minutes away, another FedEx office is about 10 minutes away, and we kind of had an inkling. Everyone knew that they were kind of messing around, and
I did not.
To put some perspective, she was married, had a daughter, and
he was engaged.
He was engaged. Yeah, that's true.
They all went to church
his
together.
High school sweetheart. They went to church. He was the youth group leader to her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And
he made like the pamphlets every weekend. He was like an active member.
But you can kind of just feel that there was some sort of relation between them. And I'm talking
sexual tension.
They weren't having sex out of FedEx office. They were having sex in FedEx office.
You could smell that stank.
And there was a point, well, they were doing it in a room that had cameras, and that's how they got caught. I don't know if there's any backing that I missed. Not really.
No, that is how they got caught. But I had found out. So I had I had just started. I had no inkling. I had no clue unless you had told me something.
Oh, do you remember? Is his name Andrew? Who's the bigger Mexican guy that worked at FedEx office?
Drew.
Yeah. So Drew would always like, we kind of just like, we would talk about it. We would call in and be like, oh, they're in there fucking. They're like, you can just kind of feel the tension that was in it because you could feel like the sense of smell of her vaginal,
her discharge
for him.
I can smell you.
Yeah, well, so the story went, they had sex, I guess, in a room that had cameras, and that's how it got caught. And basically,
but nobody knew, like, for sure.
No, it was kind of just a rumor.
I had found out that weekend that I worked because I think it was right across from Chipotle. It's my first job. I finally got some money. I'm gonna go to Chipotle for lunch, right? So I walk across the parking lot, whatever, and there was just the two of them still working in the building, and it was a weekend. We had no customers. So I go get my Chipotle. I come back to the break room, and I'm looking around because, like, I'm walking through the store, and there's nobody in sight, and I was like, whatever. I don't give a fuck. But then I look up, and I see the guy with his back, like, towards the rest of the store, and I see these little fingers just crawling up his shoulder and squeezing. I was like, oh, I wasn't supposed to see that.
You didn't see a nipple or anything?
No nips, unfortunately. But
I've seen his, though.
But then as I looked up, he looked back at me. We made eye contact, and I just went, and I kept going. And then she, like, freaked out. She was like, "Oh my God, he's gonna say something, blah blah blah." Because they don't know me. They don't. You're new. I just started, and he was like, "Nah, he's cool. He's fine. It'll be fine."
He said, "It's fine. Everyone knows we have sex anyways."
And then he told me, like, later that day, like after she left or something, because I was just like trying to make it awkward for him. And he was like, "Okay, like, well, what did you see?" And I was like, "Don't fucking worry about it. I didn't see anything." And he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, nobody can know." Because, well, I was like, I fucking know that nobody can know.
Yeah, she's married. We went to high school with years with this guy, so we knew about his relationship. His fiance. And she worked actually close to where I worked. She worked at a little, like, cafe that was close to.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so so I would come in and help in that store, and you kind of just felt the tension between them.
Well, I did after that.
Well, to end this long story, she ended up getting fired. Caught, and it was like,
and I didn't snitch.
No, he didn't snitch. They snitched on themselves because they knew that there was cameras.
They were banging in the cash office, like one place with cameras.
Yeah, and he didn't get fired because
safe was open, her legs were open, everything was open.
He didn't get fired basically because he could kind of state that it could have been forced from his manager.
Yeah,
he had no choice.
He was like, I had to put it in there.
He stayed probably for another year. Well, she ended up getting pregnant.
Like 7 times, probably by now. I haven't seen them in a while.
And she ended up divorcing. He left his fiance, and they ended up getting married, and they're happily living after.
Yeah, and then his fiance got with her husband.
Really?
No.
I was like, I didn't know this.
The whole full circle. Yeah, but
and now they're swingers, and they swing together.
Yeah. Pineapples, flamingos, everything.
Yeah. Oh, so that's one of our stories that there probably is a little more detail that we missed out, but it was one of the most dramalicious?
Yeah, full of dramalicious is a good. That was my first job, and I was like, man,
like,
this is my second, third week on the job, and this is how this shit's going. This is cool.
We have a lot of stories at FedEx office
some hot goss
that we kind of went through. And then I ended up transferring over and working with Jordan and messing around. I don't know how we didn't get fired like 50 times.
Because of the charisma. I think I definitely should have been fired on several separate occasions. Because I remember I was supposed to go and open your store on Black Friday one year. Which we didn't have like Black Friday sales. Like anybody was like lining up, beating the door down, ready to get half off paper or something. Like that wasn't a thing. But I had gone out. Black Friday starts like Thanksgiving night, right? Like you go out back then it was like midnight. Like back in the good old days, Black Friday started at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and you actually had to like get up, get in line, wait, and then people got trampled and stuff, and they brought it like.
When I was a kid, I think they opened like at 7 in the morning.
Yeah, they opened at normal time.
And then they started going earlier, and then they would go Thanksgiving night.
Yeah, but at that time, I think it was still like, midnight, everything opens.
But like, I remember FedEx office being like completely dead for the first half of the morning.
And it was. Yeah. But I had gone out. We weren't making a ton of money, but like we had jobs. We're adults technically. Now we're expected to like buy Christmas presents for like your family and like the younger kids and stuff. So I was like, okay, well.
You had a girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, she went with me, so it didn't really matter. I didn't buy anything for her. But I was like, well, if I'm getting these motherfuckers anything, it's gonna be at a discount. I'm going Black Friday shopping for my family, and so I went out, and we went out at midnight. We Black Friday shopped because I was like, yeah, I can get up for work. Like in the morning, ain't nothing gonna be going on. No big deal. I think I was supposed to open the store at 7. I got there at 9:30 in the morning, and I was supposed to open it. I was supposed to, get the money out the safe, do everything for the whole day, yada yada. But there's no managers. It's like a holiday. It's just gonna be me, and I think it was gonna be me for the entire day.
At least till you hit your 5 hours.
I think maybe somebody was gonna come in to like finish off the day, but I was gonna be mostly there by myself. So I said, "Fuck it." I just woke up.
You didn't say anything?
I didn't say anything. I got dressed. I hopped on my motorcycle and I just booked it all the way. And I lived far. Like it was at least like a good 20-minute drive. So I think I probably woke up at like 8:45 and rinsed my mouth real fast, threw on a wrinkly shirt and bounced and got over there, opened the store, didn't say anything. Nobody seemed to notice. There was like no missed calls, no emails in the queue. I was like, you know what?
I'm gonna get away with this.
I just changed my time.
Oh, you modified it.
I changed it. I said I was there at 7 a.m. Nothing. Without a hitch. Nobody said anything for months. And then finally, at some point, the people at the bank next door told Sean, well, I probably shouldn't say his name, told one of the other employees, and he hated me. So as soon as he found out, he was like, we're going to snitch. And then he went and told your sister, who was the manager at the time, who then told my manager. And I think we had just fired somebody from our store. And
was it Keisha?
No. I think it was somebody else.
Was it Monica?
No, it might have been Danielle.
She left.
Or she left, or either way, we were short. We were short-staffed. So, and this has already been like months since the incident had occurred. Your sister went back through the cameras, and she was like, "Oh my God, he changed his time." And she called me like crying and yelling, and she was so pissed off at me. And she was like, "Well, like you're not my employee, so I can't do anything, but I have to tell Ron, who was my manager." And I was like, "Yeah, do what you got to do." Like I wasn't gonna.
You already did it.
I wasn't gonna deny it. Like it had already happened. I knew I was on camera. I was just hoping nobody would notice.
I'm also amazed that they allowed you to change your time on your time card.
And they always did. Yeah.
It was so weird.
And I changed it every single day probably for the whole 3 years that we were there. But long story short, she calls Ron. Ron is like, "Well, when did this happen?" "In November," and this is like January, February. And he was like, "We just fired so-and-so. We can't afford to fire anybody else." And he was like, "It didn't happen in my store. It happened so long ago. Like we're past like that window of opportunity." He's like, "We're just gonna, we can't write him up because if we write him up, we have to fire him." So I didn't even get a write up. I didn't get anything.
You never got a write up for anything.
Ron was just like, "Don't do that again." And I was like, "Sir, yes, sir."
And Ron was
he was our manager.
Our manager, yeah. He was probably one of the probably one of my best managers.
Yeah, I would say he was cool.
We got away with everything.
We got away with everything.
Yeah. And I just want to point out, this was years ago.
Yeah, this is a long.
We have matured, and we started the Tiny Big Dick Podcast.
That's super mature.
Which is not the Tiny Big Dick Podcast, and I'm sure we're going to get demonetized if we ever have monetization.
Yeah. We're going to demonetize our No Money Podcast.
Yeah. The No Money
That's
Podcast.
That's what it should have been. Yeah, the No Money Podcast.
But again, if you haven't yet, hit that like button.
Smash that like button.
Post us to your TikTok. Or not. I don't give a shit.
React to us.
Yeah,
subscribe to
our stories. We have a lot more of stupid shit that we'll be talking about.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully this thing goes well. And it's like, I don't know what like experience. Have you told anybody like that? "Oh yeah, we do this podcast"?
No, because this is our first episode. I think we went with one last weekend, and it went terrible.
Well, it was like a dry run. We went in super dry, and it wasn't like it didn't feel the best.
Yeah, it felt, but
it counted.
But yeah, I really don't talk to many people.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of like
I work from home
in your bubble.
Yeah,
but I'll see people at the gym, and then they'll ask like, "What are you up to?" And I'm like, "Oh, I started like," and I'm sure like everybody who tries to like stream or do anything probably deals with like the same thing. It's like, "Oh, I started to stream, and we're gonna start doing a podcast, and blah blah blah." And they'll be like, "Oh, that's cool. Like, yeah, people get like big doing that." It's like, yeah, yeah, you should like follow me, and or whatever.
You
like,
should watch
if you want to. And he'd be like, "Oh, no." Like, I don't have a Twitch account. I'm like, "Oh, it's like it's free," and they're like, "Oh, no,
you don't have to make one."
I can't sign up for a free. I can't sign up for a free account to follow you. But if you guys do that podcast, like, I'd like to be on it. I'd be like, "Oh, okay."
And you have what type of?
Yeah, exactly. You'd like to be on it, but like,
but you won't watch it.
But would you like listen to it?
Are you gonna watch the episode you're on?
Would you watch it, or you only think like? The only thing that you can offer is like, oh yeah, it'll be way better if you include me.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And that's like, I'm like, you know what? Don't call us, we'll call you.
But if you want to put some money into it, we will bring you on.
Well, yeah,
maybe we'll charge people.
We don't have like morals or anything.
Or no morals, no ethics.
Yeah, no. You can pay me.
We are the only fans of podcasting, but we won't show nipples or penises.
But I might.
I mean, if you are willing to offer a good amount of down payment,
you pay me.
You can pay.
I'll try anything twice.
That's an interesting point. Well, what would be the difference of trying something twice? Because the first time you may not be sure of it, and then at least the second time you have an experience of doing it once.
Exactly. You go the first time, you don't know what to expect. You probably have whatever connotations you've had before. Like your
But what's your
preconceived notions?
What's your limit on there? Like.
Well, I'm not gonna do anything that like you can't undo. Like, I'm not gonna cut my dick off twice. I'm not gonna do it once either, because there's no going back.
I mean, that would make sense.
But
would you like? I don't know. What would that like? What your limit is? Just not cutting your dick off. Because that's a pretty good limit.
I'm not gonna like jump off a building
unless it has a parachute.
Yeah, or like a bungee cord.
Yeah. What's your like fear?
My fear.
What's your fear? Like you don't have like some people are afraid of heights.
Spiders.
You're like my 4-year-old is scared of spiders.
Your 4-year-old's probably smarter than he looks.
Yeah,
because spiders are fucking creepy.
Spiders. He's afraid of ants. He likes roly polies.
Well, he sounds like a pussy.
Yeah. Well, he's 4.
That's a good.
So
clip it.
Yeah. Yeah, but like death.
Well, he's 4.
Like, are you afraid of death?
No, not really. I just feel like I would be more scared to do something that would like almost kill me, but like not completely kill me.
But like you're not scared of the death point, but you're scared of possibly death.
Like, I would hate to be like a vegetable.
Oh, you mean like you just don't die, but you're
like if would it be
that bad though? You're just like laying there.
Well, my view is like, if I die, that's not my fucking problem.
I mean,
right?
I mean, here
it either works out or it's no longer my problem.
Well, I mean, we are going to die.
Yeah. Well, you don't know that. With
science,
scientific advancements and my...
If you can make a big booty, you can make me not die.
Yeah. Look at Joe Rogan. He's getting like stem cells and platelet infusions.
I mean, he looks like a fucking alien though. Like, if you told me if I had to pick a person who just like turned into an alien, like from alien to human, it'd probably be Elon Musk. But after that, it'd be Joe Rogan.
Yeah, but that's probably also his autism, right? Like, you're kind of autistic.
Have you seen? No. Fuck.
I felt like that's why you like identify with him.
No, I identify him because he fucking does shit that fixes the world.
Like what?
I don't know. I mean, his what? Okay, let's start. Traffic issues in LA. Let's start a tunnel company called the Boring Company. And there's actually a tunnel in Las Vegas that goes through like the convention center, and I guess they're gonna make one that goes throughout the whole strip. And then really? Abu Dhabi is investing billions into the company.
Abu Dhabi, like the place?
The country, yeah. Hyperspeed.
They're investing into a thing in the company because they want it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, what the fuck are they not? Is it Saudi Arabia or Abu Dhabi who's doing the LIV, the golf? Have you heard about this?
No.
So they started their own golf league, and they're like spending billions and billions of dollars to go take players from the PGA Tour. Mickelson, he has like a $200 million contract, and he's like fucking ass.
To go play like in Abu Dhabi all the
time?
I
don't know, because I think they had like a tournament in Oregon, so I think it's like all over the place. But like they spent $6 billion on just billion on just signing
with a B,
signing players. And, like, the PGA can't even fucking compete.
They're not players. They're golfers.
They're players. They're playing.
They're golfers.
Are they playing? Or are they...
They're golfing.
They're golfing.
I don't think the thing is the
golfing
emphasis. They're golfing.
Yeah. But it's a world. It's a different world out there. But, like, are you taking, like, their money's kind of like killer money? Remember they killed a journalist last year?
We've already been over this. I've got no morals, no ethics. I think.
Oh yeah, I would take it. I don't give a fuck. That's exactly. That's life-changing money.
Yeah, better they give their money to me. I'm not a killer.
I will steal their money. I will not steal your money. Don't kill me. But if you give it to me, I will take it.
Yeah.
Ethically, I'm not running for any government political position.
No blood.
But would you say? And I know we're kind of going over the place, and would you say all politicians are kind of just money-hungry whores?
Yeah, I would.
I'm not any affiliation to any political party, but like Pelosi's, her investments.
Yeah, I mean like her husband's high-speed rail.
Well, they asked. He invested like right now. He just sold some stock in Visa, and he put it into what's it called? NVIDIA. Because they're making, the United States is going to invest billions of dollars into chip manufacturing in the United States, because that's our biggest issue right now, is because China's kind of fucking us over.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, so all of a sudden, he sells a bunch of Visa stock, and he goes and puts money into NVIDIA, which is like kind of like sketchy. So that yesterday, or in a press conference, they asked her, and she totally avoided it.
Well, of course.
And can we just like
can we talk about anything else?
Yeah, fuck politics.
Yeah,
I just brought it up.
Politics are like, well, it's like the one thing you don't discuss with people like that you have to get along with. Either,
but can we just hate everyone? I feel like that's the easy answer. Like Republicans, Democrats. Can we just hate everyone? It's easier that way.
Yeah, you just hold everybody accountable. There's no reason to like anybody.
My question is, why are we? Why do we categorize ourselves into like a group?
Because that's what we've been like taught to do.
But that's
because they teach you from like day one, like, okay, well, you're either gonna vote for this guy or this guy, the Democrat or the Republican. If you vote third party, you're just throwing your vote away.
I've only voted third party.
But it's true though. I mean, you are throwing your vote away because we've been like brainwashed into it.
Yeah, but if you, the viewer, if you vote,
if we get one viewer,
if you vote for a third party and everyone does it, then we'll make a difference.
I'm gonna start my my Democratic ruse. I'm gonna start running for governor of California here before too long. I think
there's an election coming up right now.
Well, I'm not ready for this one.
But Newsom, I mean, it's kind of like fuck, Newsom's gonna win. We're in California.
Can he go? How long has he been governor? I feel like he's been
this is gonna be his second term.
Barely.
Yeah, it's 4-year term. So, and then he got recalled last year, and then had the election won, and then there was another election.
Well,
yeah, that's a good note to say. If you like politics, fuck you.
If you like politics, you don't like really like politics. You just like arguing with strangers on the internet.
Yeah,
that's where you get your high.
But that kind of, I feel like that kind of goes to everything. Like the politics, now you kind of just want to hate everyone. Like you want to like have an opponent.
I hate everyone. I hate everyone equally.
Yeah, I don't give a shit what you think.
I can't say I like anybody. Like,
no, I hate everyone.
I like some ideas probably. I can't think of any right now, but I'm sure I like some ideas.
I have ideas, but this is not political.
Yeah, I don't. Well, you made
or
it,
not political, but it's the easiest answer to shit on.
When you're supposed to get along with like a group of people, you don't talk about politics and you don't talk about religion.
Or if you want to get along with people, you talk about politics and you just agree with everything.
And you just agree with everything.
Yeah, everything they say. It'd be like, oh, we're best friends now.
This guy's onto something.
Oh, Mike, he really agrees with me. And then, but on his social media, he does the quite opposite.
Yeah, well, that's because that's all it is you want like an echo chamber for your ideas.
Yeah.
That's what like social media like goes off the hook.
That's exactly the thing is that you post it one place, another person kind of posts the same idea, and it kind of just goes everywhere.
You're looking for an echo chamber when you take like your political stance to Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever. You're looking for an echo chamber. You don't. 99% of people don't want like a differing opinion.
Yeah.
Because if you do, you're just going to start attacking them. Oh, well, you don't see it this way because you're an idiot. And it's like, that's obviously not what they wanted. They wanted everybody to echo their idea and agree with it and just hear themselves say something slightly different, basically.
So is the problem politics or is it social media?
Probably social media. I feel like politics has probably always been this way.
But I feel like politics has turned into just personalities. Like if you have a big personality, you can move people just because you're loud on the internet.
That's true. It's not wrong, at least. But
like Logan Paul will be president in 10 years.
I don't think he'll be. Is he old enough? Yeah, I guess.
He's 10 years.
Like
He's gotta be.
Probably. Yeah.
He might. He's probably. Is he 30? I think he has to be 35 to be president.
35 to be president.
He could. So Logan Paul for what's he like? 2032. Is that our next? There's a 28, 30, yeah, 32.
2024, 2024.
Or Jake Paul. Jake Paul coming for president. We're going to fucking die if these dudes ever... I mean, at this rate, they go from Disney Channel to the worst possible place on YouTube to boxing. I mean, they could go anywhere.
They can go anywhere. And I kind of like Jake Paul.
I don't know.
I like Logan Paul, too.
I kind of like Logan Paul better than Jake. I think Jake's I think he's a little too full of himself.
But is he?
Yes.
Because, man, as far as like the boxing and stuff.
No, I'm just saying outside the boxing. I think he's actually. I'm surprised.
I think with Logan Paul, his whole Japanese suicide form.
Yeah, that kind of.
I think that really made him forced him to grow up.
Which actually was probably the best thing. For
probably the best thing. He probably doesn't see it that way.
Maverick,
but
his whole thing is at that time was Maverick branding. Yeah. I don't even know if he does that anymore.
I don't think he does.
Yeah.
I think that died.
So this is the Maverick podcast. We're stealing it because he doesn't use it anymore.
Because he doesn't do it. He has his own impulsive.
Oh, he does. That's actually a pretty popular podcast.
And
I don't watch it. I see clips on TikTok.
Yeah, I've listened to it once and it was okay.
The bald guy is actually pretty good. That's on it. He has short hair.
I didn't watch it. I just listened to it.
I don't know. I see clips. I don't watch it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he gets big people on.
He's a big person himself.
Yeah. Well, he had Gary Vee, who's pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
I actually think Gary Vee's such an innovative mind.
Well, yeah.
He's always thinking ahead.
Well, he has to. I feel to stay relevant at this point.
Yeah, but even before early 2010s, he wasn't that relevant. No. Yeah. He was relevant, but he wasn't. He grew his brand.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're going with this. Again, this is the TBD podcast, to be determined.
But as far as the Jake Paul,
I
don't think he's that bad. I thought he was
I think seeing less of him probably improved his image.
You think?
Yeah.
I feel I see more of him now than ever.
No, but he had he had stuff every day coming out. He had a lot of content.
When they were vlogging.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the.
And then all the 10-year-olds who watched him were all about that life.
Yeah, but I think Jake Paul's really growing on me. I did not like him, and I was oh, look at this loser trying to box. Same thing with Logan Paul. Look at these losers trying to fight. They don't know anything.
I mean, it helps that they really haven't fought any boxers. Other than Mayweather.
He's going to.
That's what I'm saying. This is going to be his real challenge going forward.
But you can't say that he's not a real boxer at this point.
I mean, he's been boxing.
Because it's been like...
He's trained for years now.
Exactly, years, and he doesn't have a job.
This is his job.
Is
he still in Puerto Rico stealing money?
Probably. Stealing money.
Yeah, they don't pay taxes in Puerto Rico.
That's fine. That's not stealing money. That's keeping his own money.
No, I'm just saying, stealing money.
I have no problem with people not paying taxes.
I'm saying I'm a libertarian, but...
I don't think taxes ever go to a proper cause anyway.
Other than, like, firefighters and
just go
police.
to your career politicians.
Oh, and don't take that political when I say police.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's a proper place. At some point in the past. I'm not saying in the future or in the current
Except
situation.
Uvalde. Fuck those guys.
Who?
The Uvalde Police Department.
Oh, yeah, they
those
can
guys.
go to hell.
Those guys can all suck a dick.
Unless they like
They
it.
can
If they
suck
like it, then they cannot.
They can suck a Tyrannosaurus
But that could be
Bronco dick. TBD.
TBD.
I just watched a clip. We could probably even pull that up.
Oh, yeah. Let's pull up them in the school.
Yeah, the one where, like, there's one I just saw it. It was the guy.
I'll find it on TikTok.
That's where I saw it. But it's a guy, and his wife is in the classroom.
Quarantine was really just an excuse for the government to collect.
How do I mute it from here?
If I'm going to make a shoe, it's got to be different. It's got to change the game. It's got to be
No,
something totally,
fuck
totally
you.
different.
Just click it.
There we go. Like that? Oh.
UVALDE.
All right. Let's.
There's
that
one
good enough?
where
This
it's.
one? Sorry for the folks. I'm going to pull up right now on this.
I mean, we can edit all this to figure it out. It's one where he's like, he finds out his wife is in there, and he like is acting like he's gonna like go in, and then like they just gently tell him like, Ruben, no, don't go in there, and he just turns around and goes the other way. Like,
My favorite thing, not favorite thing because that sounds terrible, but the mother who went in there and went and saved her children, and they were like not wanting her, she's a fucking hero.
yeah, of course. And I think anybody.
My thing is, if you're in the police department and you're not willing to sacrifice your life for like this, like what are you doing in the police department?
Yeah, why are you there?
And this is not a gun thing, because I'm not speaking about that stuff.
No,
this is just about human.
irrelevant.
Even though we're talking about no ethics and moral, this is as like okay, this is the limit where
This is where it actually becomes like serious.
this is where okay, you gotta fucking turn it on. But for funsies, I don't know if I should say that, but yeah, I don't know if we're gonna pull this up. I don't.
Well, click on that first one.
This one?
The first one that's showing.
All right. Hold on.
Standing.
Let me
When I looked at that
transition.
video and I saw the
Oh, there's some lady.
officers who were standing in
Here we
the
go.
hallway doing nothing except standing back, I was very, very disappointed.
Just because they tried to go.
Yeah, that's
I'm disappointed too because
they did terrible.
I don't know if we'll find it, but the video I'm talking about, this guy finds out. He's a police officer. He finds out his wife, it's in his wife's classroom, whatever. She's one of the teachers. He finds out she's in there, and he starts to like go, like he's gonna go in. And they're like, "No, Ruben, no, you can't go." And they didn't like drag him away. They didn't like hold him back. They just like one hand on his chest. No, you can't go in there. And he was like, "Oh."
Like, what are you doing? Save these
Like,
kids' lives.
Yeah, you would have to like drag my unconscious body away from that door.
Yeah, I would rather get fired than just like in my like I couldn't live with myself.
I couldn't either. And then you find out that his wife died like in transit. Like she was still alive. In the
Oh, so if
classroom.
he would have went in, he
so
would
if
have
he
saved
would have
her.
gone in,
Oh,
like, with the gunshot wounds, like seconds matter.
he
And he just turned around and walked. Like I get chills like thinking about it because like
yeah, that's
like I've been in situations where like you're dealing with a convicted felon, you're dealing with bad guys, and you actually have to like put up or shut up. And like most people would be like, oh well, you don't know how it would be to be in, and I don't know how it would be, but I know if my kid or my wife,
You would do it, no matter.
even if it's not my kid or not my wife, that just fucking kick the goddamn door down.
yeah, I agree. This is
You
terrible.
had 100 people like, and you're wearing level 4 plate armor, like. Go in, keep your chest barreled out. You're probably gonna get shot straight in the chest with plates. That's gonna hurt. But
Well, if there's a few different people coming in, they would have took him down a lot earlier.
I don't even think the border patrol agent that went and killed him. I don't think he
It
got shot at.
I think it took like 45 minutes to actually go in or some
yeah,
shit like
I
that.
think it was over 50, almost an hour.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So sad.
And then it was a border patrol agent that just waltzed in there, took the dude out. And it's insane that, like, I'm sure this is like beating a dead horse, like, but all those guys should be ashamed of themselves.
And the police department, the city's kind of just hiding it. They're
not hiding it. You can't hide it.
Well, I mean, they're not
addressing
helping
it. Yeah.
with the investigation. So hopefully they all get fired, or at least the people who deserve. At least for now, I don't know how the chief of police still has a job.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if they can actually, like, on like a legal standpoint, probably fire them, because I'm sure.
Yeah, but I'm sure the governor of Texas could do something.
I'm sure they were given orders to stand down, and
that's what I'm saying. It's not maybe the police, like the lower level police. It's probably like someone, whoever made that order should be the one who's fired.
100% should be fired, and then but they should all feel guilty. Like they are just as responsible. I don't know how you can call yourself a peace officer and not do everything you can to, like,
I mean, they
resolve that entire situation.
I couldn't imagine being that parent of one of the kids that died, so it's sad.
Yeah, it's very sad.
But
I don't even have kids.
Yeah,
but
you're like, maybe I shouldn't have kids.
It still, like, makes my blood boil, because you would have had to drag me away from it. Like, they would have had to tase me. They would have had to do something.
Yeah, arrest you.
Yeah, they would. Even if I was a cop, like, they would have to do something to me to, like, stop me.
This is inappropriate, but I kind of thought of the Leroy Jenkins.
Exactly.
Kind
I
of
would have
type
said
of thing.
it too. I would have said that whole thing. Maybe it throws off the shooter. You know, maybe it's everything you need.
Yeah, it throws off the shooter.
He's like, huh?
Yeah, well, with that, bad situation. I don't know how we got here, but we're here. Again, we're the TBD Podcast. To be determined.
Yeah, because we don't know what we're talking
about.
We're
probably going to keep it this, because I kind of enjoy the name, because it can go a lot of different ways. If you've made it this far in the podcast, you should at least subscribe and maybe follow the links below to that option and that over there. If you haven't checked out, Jordan is a little TikTok famous. He has over 50,000 followers on TikTok.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't even show anything, like, inappropriate.
No nips, no nothing. No nips, no tips.
Not yet, at least.
But, you know, like I said.
But with that,
the money's right.
We'll end that podcast. Check out episode 2 where we discuss monkeys.
And
we might have a special guest next weekend with his tattoos. You don't even know what that means, but
yeah.
Have a good one.